Winning is easy. Keeping your soul clean afterward, that's the real war. People talk a lot about victory. They celebrate outcomes, trophies, applause, being right, being respected, being feared. But nobody talks about what happens after the fight, after the words settle, after the adrenaline drops, after the silence returns, and you're alone with what you did. You can win a battle and lose your peace. You can destroy a person and destroy something inside yourself at the same time. You can win and still walk away feeling hollow, wounded, ashamed, or guilty. Ask any experienced fighter, any seasoned leader, any person who's ever hurt someone with their words, and they'll tell you the truth. Winning has a cost, sometimes a cost higher than losing. Sun Tzu hinted at this long ago. He wrote, "No nation benefits from prolonged war." He wasn't talking only about kingdoms. He was talking about the heart, the mind, the internal landscape of human beings. The longer the war runs inside you, the more you lose. The aftermath, no one talks about. There's a moment after a conflict, an argument, a fight, a confrontation, where everything becomes too quiet. If you listen carefully in that silence, you'll hear something. Not victory, not pride, but the echo of consequence. You replay what you said. You analyze your tone. You feel the burn of things you didn't mean but said anyway. I've had moments like that. Moments where I won, but something in me cracked. There was a night, still hard to think about, where I pushed too far in a conflict. I wanted to be right. I wanted to win the moment. I wanted to protect my pride. And I did win. But I lost the connection, lost the respect, lost some innocence, lost a piece of myself that I didn't realize was on the battlefield. I remember sitting in the quiet afterward thinking, if this is victory, why does it feel like defeat? And that's when it hit me. Victory without awareness turns into self-damage. The way you fight matters. The way you treat people matters. Not because they'll forget, but because you won't. The invisible wounds. Here's what nobody admits out loud. We don't remember the fights we won. We remember the damage we caused. We remember the look in someone's eyes. We remember the silence that followed. We remember the bridge that never rebuilt itself. That's why Sun Tzu said the supreme warrior wins without fighting. He understood something we ignore today. Even a victorious battle leaves scars. On you, on others, on the space between you. Violence lives long after the clash. So does the cruelty spoken in anger. So does the pride that couldn't bow. And here's the truth. Most wounds aren't external. They're spiritual, emotional, invisible. But invisible wounds bleed the longest. The moment after the moment. A warrior's true test is not during the fight, it's after it. When nobody is watching, when ego is quiet, when your mind replays everything you did. That's the moment where your soul speaks. And if you listen, you'll hear whether you acted from strength or from insecurity. I've replayed many of my own battles, far more than I'd like. And every time I look honestly, I see the same pattern. The moments I'm proud of weren't the moments I dominated. They were the moments I stayed human, the moments I stayed gentle, the moments I held my fire even when my ego begged for war. That's what episode 4 is really about. Not the warrior in battle, but the warrior in peace. Why peace feels harder than war. Most people think peace is soft, passive, weak. But ask anyone who's had to forgive. Ask anyone who swallowed pride. Ask anyone who chose to walk away instead of strike back. Ask anyone who healed instead of hurt. And they'll tell you, peace is the hardest discipline there is. War is easy. War is reactive. War is instinct. Peace is choice. Peace is conscious. Peace is deliberate. War is emotion. Peace is mastery. War takes a moment. Peace takes a lifetime. That is why the peaceful warrior is the final evolution in the art of war. Not the fighter, not the strategist, not the commander, but the one who walked through war and came out with their humanity intact. The samurai philosophy of gentle power. Samurai weren't just warriors, they were poets, calligraphers, gardeners, thinkers, students of stillness. They believed that the sharpest blade belongs in the calmest hands, that if your spirit is turbulent, your sword becomes reckless, that if your mind is chaotic, your decisions become destructive. So they practiced softness, not to avoid strength, but to make strength purposeful. One samurai master said, "A warrior's true victory is to remain soft in a world that teaches hardness." That softness isn't weakness, it's clarity, it's heart. It's the refusal to let conflict turn you into something you are not. The moment you become a peaceful warrior. There comes a moment, quiet, subtle, where control shifts from force to presence, where you stop trying to win and start trying to understand, where you stop defending and start witnessing, where your breath becomes more powerful than your blade. This moment is when a fighter becomes a warrior, and when a warrior becomes peaceful, not because they avoid chaos, but because they carry peace into chaos. The peaceful warrior is not afraid, not passive, not soft. He is aware, he is clear, he is whole. He knows the real victory isn't out there, in the argument, in the conflict, in the battlefield. The real victory is in here, the ability to remain yourself even when the world threatens to change you. Peace is not the reward. Peace is the training. And in the next chapter, we go deeper into the practices, tools, and mindsets that transform conflict into clarity and turn chaos into calm authority. When you're ready, we continue. Part 2. Peace as a skill. Not softness, but mastery. The kind of silence that feels alive. Peace is not a feeling. Peace is a discipline, a practice, a craft, a way of seeing, and a way of choosing when every instinct in you wants to return to war. People assume peace is natural, that once the conflict ends, peace arrives like a guest who was waiting outside. But that's wrong. Peace does not show up on its own. You have to invite it. You have to make space for it. You have to choose it, again and again, especially when chaos tempts you to break. Because peace isn't built in silence. Peace is built after the noise. The hard truth, peace takes more strength than war. War is easy. War is instinctual. War is primal. You feel provoked, you strike. You feel threatened, you defend. You feel challenged, you raise your voice. A reaction is cheap. Peace is expensive. That's why so few people achieve it consistently. They underestimate what peace demands. Patience, humility, accountability, self-awareness, restraint, emotional honesty, letting go of the need to win, letting go of the need to be right. Peace takes what ego doesn't want to pay, and yet, peace is the only true victory that lasts longer than the moment. The samurai called it the second battle. The samurai believed every warrior fought two battles, the battle outside and the battle inside. And the second battle was always harder, because the second battle is the one fought with your own reflection. It's the moment after the fight where you confront what you said, what you felt, what you feared, what you avoided, what you refused to understand, and what part of you took the lead. A true warrior didn't judge himself for the first battle, but he held himself accountable for the second. Peace isn't the absence of conflict. Peace is inner alignment after conflict. The practice of post-conflict awareness. Here is something that can change your entire life. Every fight you experience is actually two fights. And if you lose control in the second one, the first one never mattered. After any conflict, big or small, you must ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Did I act from strength or from fear? Fear feels like fire. Strength feels like clarity. Learn the difference. 2. Did I protect my peace or protect my ego? This one hurts. It reveals more than you expect. 3. Did this conflict grow me or shrink me? If it shrinks you, you weren't fighting the real enemy. Most people never ask these questions. That's why they repeat the same mistakes in every argument with different people. Peace is the warrior who reviews his battlefield instead of rushing into the next one. The cost of reactivity. When you react without awareness, you lose power, you lose presence, you lose clarity, and you hand control to the other person. You think you're defending yourself, but you're actually surrendering your center. Sun Tzu wrote, "If you are in chaos, how can you be the guide?" You cannot guide a conversation if your emotions are guiding you. You cannot lead a room if your breath is unsteady. You cannot hold peace if your mind is on fire. Reactivity feels strong, but strength that is not controlled is not strength. It is instability wearing armor. The 3 practices of the peaceful warrior. To keep your soul clean after conflict, you must practice 3 forms of inner peace. 1. Acceptance. The warrior puts down the blade. Acceptance is not surrender. It is recognition. You can't change another person's mind if they aren't ready. You can't force clarity into a closed heart. You can't fight every battle and expect to stay whole. Acceptance means, I let reality be what it is, so I can act from what I am. It's the warrior sheathing his sword once he knows the battle no longer needs fighting. 2. Understanding, seeing beyond the surface. Understanding is empathy without weakness. It's the ability to look at someone and see the pain behind the reaction, the fear behind the anger, the insecurity behind the attack. Most attacks aren't personal, they're projections. Understanding means, you hit me with your wounds, not your truth. When you see this, conflict begins to unmask itself, and peace becomes possible. 3. Release, letting go of the need to win. A warrior who needs victory cannot have peace, but a warrior who doesn't need victory cannot be defeated. Release is choosing peace over pride, connection over ego, silence over escalation, wisdom over impulse. Let go of the last word. Let go of the perfect argument. Let go of the point you wanted to prove. Not because you're weak, but because you're done fighting battles that steal more than they give. A personal truth, human touch. There was a time when I held grudges like swords, sharp, ready, hidden under my breath. I thought keeping them meant keeping power, but it only kept me heavy, drawn, tense. Grudges are nothing but emotional debt. Interest grows every day. I learned too late that forgiveness isn't a gift for others. It's the only way to free yourself from battles that ended long ago. Some fights ended months or years before, but in my mind, the war kept running. Every replay of the moment was a bullet my own heart fired at itself. You cannot build peace on a battlefield inside your chest. You must empty it. You must breathe through it. You must walk off the field even if you don't feel ready. Peace cannot grow in a heart still holding weapons. The shift into the peaceful warrior. Here's the moment everything changes. The moment you stop focusing on winning the situation and start focusing on preserving your soul. That shift feels like this. Your breath deepens. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw loosens. Your thoughts slow. Your tone softens. Your heart becomes wider. Your ego becomes quieter. And suddenly the other person isn't your enemy anymore. They're simply another human caught in their own storm. You don't need to defeat them. You only need to avoid becoming the storm. Peace becomes a direction, a standard, a way of being, not a moment, a lifestyle. The peaceful warrior does not live without conflict. He lives without letting conflict control him. In the final chapter, we explore how peace becomes power, how to lead through calm, how to build harmony after chaos, and how the warrior becomes something greater than a fighter, a force of clarity in a confused world. When you're ready, we continue. Part 3, Becoming the Peaceful Warrior. Peace isn't something you stumble into, it's something you become. Not because life stopped attacking you, but because you stopped attacking yourself. This final transformation, the evolution from fighter to warrior and from warrior to peaceful warrior, is where the art of war becomes a way of living, not a way of battling. The quiet power no one sees. Some people walk into a room and immediately shift the energy, not because they're loud, not because they're dominant, not because they seek attention, but because they carry something inward that most people left behind. Peace, a quiet power, a steady presence, a grounded awareness. When you master peace, your energy speaks before your mouth does. People feel your calm before they hear your words. This isn't charisma, it's clarity, and clarity is magnetic. Sun Tzu wrote, "The greatest general is not the one who fights, but the one who shapes the field so that fighting is unnecessary." Peace is a field you create around yourself, and everyone who enters it feels something different. They feel safe, seen, understood, and strangely, true. The warrior who no longer needs to fight. There is a moment in every warrior's journey when he realizes his greatest strength is no longer force, but restraint. The ability to not react, not escalate, not collapse, not run, not attack, not abandon, not confuse pain with purpose. The peaceful warrior does not win by overpowering others. He wins by overpowering the part of himself that once needed to overpower others. He no longer uses war to feel like he matters. He no longer uses conflict to protect his ego. He no longer uses anger to hide fear. He has nothing left to prove, and that is why he becomes unstoppable. Because a man with nothing to prove is immune to manipulation. Ego can't hook him. Fear can't corner him. Pride can't blind him. Chaos can't drag him back. He is free, and people feel it. The stillness that leads. People talk a lot about leadership, but rarely about the kind that truly moves people. Leaders who shout inspire fear. Leaders who threaten inspire compliance. Leaders who demand inspire resentment. But leaders who remain calm in the storm others drown in, those leaders inspire confidence, respect, loyalty, transformation. A peaceful warrior knows how to lead without pushing, without forcing, without dominating. He leads by listening, by breathing, by being the anchor in a sea of unanchored minds. When chaos enters the room, he becomes the still point that everything else slowly orbits. This is not mystical, this is neurological. The nervous systems of others synchronize to the calmest person present. So if you master calm, you master the room. How to build peace after chaos. Peace is not a switch, it's a sequence. And if you follow the sequence, peace becomes predictable. Not random, not luck, not spiritual accident, but the natural result of mastery. Here is the sequence. 1. Breathe before anything else. Every warrior, every monk, every strategist begins with the lungs. Control the breath, control the mind. Control the mind, control the situation. 2. Don't match their chaos. If they yell, you soften. If they rush, you slow. If they strike, you step aside. This breaks the pattern instantly. 3. See their pain, not their attack. Most conflict is unexpressed suffering looking for a target. Don't let your ego volunteer to be that target. 4. Lower your voice. When you lower your volume, people lower theirs. You are teaching the room to breathe. 5. Let the silence do the work. Silence reveals what emotion hides. Space reveals what tension distorts. 6. Choose what matters. Most battles aren't worth the wound. Most arguments aren't worth the scar. Most points aren't worth the person. The peaceful warrior wins because he knows what to lose. The final lesson: soft does not mean weak. The Tao Te Ching says, "The soft overcomes the hard, the yielding overcomes the rigid. Water carves stone, wind shapes mountains, stillness breaks storms." Softness is not surrender. Softness is strategy. Softness is wisdom. Softness is the courage to remain gentle in a world that wants to turn you sharp. Anyone can be hardened by life, but only a few choose to stay whole. A personal truth, human touch. I've been hard before, hard to others, hard to myself. I thought hardness would protect me. I thought softness made me vulnerable. I thought peace made me passive. I had it backwards. Being hard pushed people away before they could hurt me. Being soft let me see the world without flinching. Being peaceful didn't remove my strength, it removed my walls. And when the walls came down, the war inside finally ended. Peace didn't make me weaker, it made me choose differently, move differently, speak differently, live differently. It made me more powerful than anger ever did. This is the warrior the world needs. Not the one who destroys, not the one who conquers, not the one who shouts, but the one who breathes, listens, understands, holds, stays calm, forgives, rises, lets go, and guides without force. A warrior who knows that peace is not a lack of strength, it is strength refined. A warrior who knows that control is not domination, it is consciousness. A warrior who knows that victory is not defeat of others, it is alignment with the self. This is the final evolution. This is the apex of discipline. This is the summit of the art of war. Not war itself, but what remains after war is no longer needed. The peaceful warrior is the end of the cycle and the beginning of a better one. Peace is not where you rest. Peace is where you begin. Every breath from here is a new field. Every moment is a new stance. Every choice is a new cut, not through others, but through illusions. And the deeper you go into peace, the stronger you become in the world that forgot how to rest. So breathe, stand tall, move softly, act slowly, speak with intention, carry calm into chaos, carry truth into conflict, carry light into shadow. Because the real battle, the final battle, isn't about defeating others. It's about staying yourself in a world that wants to turn you into something else. You have everything you need to become the peaceful warrior. Every battle leaves a lesson. Every lesson becomes a choice. What choice will you make today? Tell me in the comments, what part of this episode stayed with you? Together we learn. Together we grow. Together we awaken. You've been watching Echoes of Wisdom, where awareness meets action.